Hi, I'm Pastor Berger. In the well-known book and movie The Polar Express, a boy has trouble believing anymore that Santa Claus is real. The author of this popular Christmas tale, The Polar Express, Chris Van Allsburg, states that this story is about faith and the power of imagination to sustain faith. It's also about the desire to reside in a world where magic can happen, the kind of world we all believed in as children, but the one that disappears as we grow older. Now, what strikes me about Van Allsburg's statement is the assumption that believing is really just imagining things that aren't real, and that faith is essentially childish. If believing is about wanting to reside in a magical world we imagined as children. Now, I believe that the word believe is essential to Christmas, but I don't believe that believing is imagining things that aren't real. Nor do I believe that the best believing can do for me is to help me recapture a feeling I had as a kid. I believe that the word believe means to trust that what God says is true, and not so that I can enjoy a warm feeling for a little bit, but so that my life can be changed forever. Now, I'll admit that believing the Christmas account in the Bible isn't easy for me. My intellect can get hung up on a pregnant virgin, a human baby that is actually God, angels appearing here and there, a supernatural star guiding the Magi to Bethlehem. But it wasn't easy for Mary to grasp what was happening either. Luke tells us that her response to the angel's message that she was about to become the mother of God's son was not, "Whoa, that's awesome," but instead, "How will this be since I am a virgin?" And when the angel explains that God was simply going to make that happen because, well, God can do anything, Mary doesn't say, "Oh, it's so clear now. Okay, I get it." But rather, "May it be to me as you have said." In other words, it still doesn't make sense to me, but if this is what God is saying, okay. That's another happy surprise of Christmas. Faith is believing without seeing. It is taking God at His word even while you wrestle with doubts as your tiny creature mind tries unsuccessfully to fathom the unfathomable works and ways of God. And what is God telling you in the unfathomable events of Christmas? That He loves you with an unfathomable love. That He would come to earth, enter the human race, live perfectly for you, suffer the punishment you deserved for you at the cross, conquer death for you, and also that you could have God with you through all the hardships of life, and also so that God could have you with Him in glory for all eternity. The very thing He promised to do for centuries. Your intellect, your feelings, the circumstances of your life are always going to produce doubts. But God Himself will also always be at work in His Word to build and sustain faith, to give you something so much better than a feeling you had as a kid, to give you life with Him and joy, peace, and hope that is real. I encourage you to listen to the Christmas hymn, "O Come All Ye Faithful," which invites you and me to go in faith to Bethlehem and see with the eyes of faith the Word of the Father, now in flesh, appearing.